Christopher 1, welcome aboard. Joseph James. It's June 7, 2010. Happy Monday to you guys. Have a good time in the trade this morning. Hope you guys did. Here's your live team recap. Before we talk about the trades we took today, we took 5 winning trades today in our live trade room. I want to remind you guys, right below the video right now, there's a link for our blog. Guys, if you have not subscribed to our blog yet, you're missing out. We put new articles there. We call our overnight trades there. Lots of position trades, guys. Right now, we get a gold 2-step pattern. I'm going to post that on the blog for you guys, so make sure you guys watch that blog. If you're not, you're missing out, and the link is right below the video here on our newsletter page. All right, guys, let's see what we did today here. 2, 4, 5 total trades, 55 ticks. We only had 1 out of those 5 trades that got our 2 targets. Everything else was a 1 target and then scratch, so we saw lots of sideways chop. We'll look at that in a second. 55 ticks, couple on crude, couple on gold. But of course, last week though, that's really the talk of the town today, right? We had a huge week last week, first week of June. If you guys are with us, we were broadcasting live from Mexico, guys. We really showed you guys last week that, boy, trading is all about freedom. We use that freedom to go wherever we want, whether it be broadcasting from a hotel room in Mexico or right here in my home office. Guys, being a day trader is all about buying your time back, and I hope last week we really got a chance to show you guys how you can really get a hold of your own time and use that time how you want to. As long as there's a stable internet connection, you guys can log into your trade room every day with us and come along and trade with us every day, no matter where you are on this planet of ours. So we took 330 ticks out of the market last week. Of course, if you weren't with us last week, just go to our newsletter page. On the newsletter page, guys, you can scroll down. You can see the videos from last week as well. We also have them on the YouTube page too. All right, we took 55 ticks or $550 out of the market this morning, guys. June 7th. We'll keep you guys posted, but we're well over $50,000 for the month. And don't forget, we finished up a huge month of May, right? Almost $18,000 in the month of May on itself, right? So we're doing real well in the markets right now. What's the most important thing that happened today, though? Well, of course, I was feeling a little bit lucky today. I hope you guys noticed I'm wearing my green this morning. All right, because of course our Celtics won Game 2 last night. Now I know a lot of you guys aren't here in the U.S., so you're not much basketball fans, but we got a real heated rivalry right now. So go Celtics! They won Game 2 last night. So of course, go ahead and take the day off if you guys want, right? Didn't need to though. Had a lot of stuff going on this morning. Mondays are expected to be slow, right? The same reason why you hit the snooze button a couple times is the same reason why Mondays are slow. So Mondays are slow because we expect the day to take a little bit longer to get off, like it normally does. Now, we noticed, first of all, the dollar index was sideways, and we'll take a look at that in a second. So we saw a sideways dollar, which means the other markets were also expected to be going sideways as well. We noticed we had slow speed of the tape, and it almost felt like today, as they were showing how they were cutting off the cap of that oil spill, right, and trying to fit that new cap on top, it almost felt like today more people were watching the oil spill than they were watching the markets. That's how it felt today. So it kind of felt like people were a little bit sidetracked. Maybe they were nursing a hangover from the long weekend, right? Maybe they were trying to get themselves back into the markets, or maybe they simply weren't interested and they were watching something more important. But whatever it was, though, we identified right away by watching the dollar index first. And like I always say, we always start with our dollar first. Now let's take a look at this dollar time frame. Now this is the fast time frame on the dollar here. Now again, the dollar is a correlated market, symbol DX. This is an 8 range chart, so it's considered a fast time frame. And the reason why I showed the fast time frame here is I want to show you guys 2 very important things. And we noticed this morning, and this really gave us that strong heads up on what to expect. And then we saw exactly that. Now the first thing is I want you to notice where we are on the dollar at 6 a.m. See this orange line here, right? That orange line, that's the open of the day. Now, we've talked about this every day, guys, for the past couple of years now. Around the open or around the close, we want to sit on those hands, right? Tie those hands behind your back and let this market either break to the downside, right, or break to the upside, right? But get us as far away from this open or the close as we possibly can. Right? Think of it as the 0 line. Okay, so you've got your 0 line over here. We're going to go up, right? Here's the open. We're going to go up looking for buyers. No buyers to be found, so we come down. We look for sellers. No sellers to be found. We go back up looking for buyers. No buyers there. And now here we are right at the open. Now, if we have price trading at the open, we can assume there is not enough buy pressure or sell pressure to make it worthwhile for us to be putting our risk in the market today. Does that make sense? If it's above, there's buy pressure. If it's below, there's sell pressure. We need that pressure up or down to give us that movement in the market we need. If I'm at the open, that's the first red flag, right? Be careful. That means there's nothing in the dollar that is fundamentally pushing it up or pushing it down. So with that dollar at its open, there's our first concern. Second concern, can anybody see, what is this? It's a sideways market. Okay, now at 6 a.m. this morning, we noticed double tops and double bottoms. At 9:30 this morning, we noticed double tops and double bottoms. And at 11 o'clock this morning, double tops and double bottoms. But what's one more thing that could have easily given us that kind of key here? What's a giveaway? What's an easy giveaway of a sideways market? Flat trigger line, right? See how that yellow line right in the middle there, see how it's all flat, right? Yeah, of course, it's going up, it's going down, but it's, for the most part, it's flat, right? We're not seeing any steep slope to it. It's even more exaggerated as you use a slower time frame. If you look at this on a 60-minute or a 34 range chart, you're going to see flat trigger lines, and that, of course, will be the second thing that we look for. Okay, so the first red flag was at the open. The second red flag was we had a sideways market at the open. Now, a sideways market in the dollar, remember the dollar moves everything else. So the sideways market in the dollar told us right away, be careful for sideways markets and everything else. Okay, so what I'm looking for, I'll look for two-step patterns, I'll look to buy the lows, sell the highs, sideways market. But then the fact that we're at the zero line, that tells me another thing. It tells me be careful because there's not enough fundamental pressure up or pressure down to make it worth my risk in the market trading the dollar right now. So two things, sideways market and at the open, guys, and that gave us kind of that sign of smoke where we probably think there's going to be fire. And we saw exactly what we expected to see most of the morning. Very sideways, very slow, very choppy, and no follow-through. The follow-through is the difference between a small winning day like we had today and a big winning day like we had last week or last month. Now, what I mean by follow-through is notice right here on our results here, right? I want you to notice here, we got our +4 and then scratch, right? +4, scratch, +4, scratch, right? We got our +4 and then our +8. So we only had there was only one trade here at 10:15 that got us our first two targets. Everything else kind of left us hanging there. So when we see days like today, again, the dollar gave us a real strong heads up for this. The biggest fear we have is that all we're going to get is these little tiny 8 to 10 tick moves, which really is, it's going to take a lot of trades to make that 100 ticks or that $1,000 today, which is always our goal. So we know right off the bat, be careful out there, look for the best patterns. But the fact that dollar gave us a heads up told me what? It told me be aggressive with that defense, lock up that money, stick it in the back pocket, and don't give it back to the market. Like we always say, in trending days, let your winners run. In sideways days like we had today, take your money and run. Okay, so I'm going to grab that profit, lock it up, tighten up that stop because like we saw today, we didn't get a lot of really big moves. We saw 10 ticks up, 10 ticks back down, 5 ticks up, 4 ticks back down, right? Very indecisive.